Well, to crunch all of these stories into digestible bits and pieces is with us right here, Charles Fakroha, iBrandTV Senior Analyst. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Obi.
Good to have you on the show.
It's a wonderful Friday.
Yeah, it is. Thank God it's Friday. Let's begin from the aviation sector. Workers and unions are saying that the Minister of according to the Minister of Aviation, rather they are issuing the Minister of Aviation
an ultimatum.
Adesire 7-day ultimatum to halt the planned concession of some airports in the country and intended demolition of 3 aviation agencies. Where did all of this start from?
In fact, I'm a little bit surprised, because first of all, we expect the ministry to understand that labor, workers are one of the most important assets of any organization. And we are not saying do not concession, do not do certain things you want to do as a government, but you need to take into consideration these important assets, the human capital. They need to be taken care of properly so that the agreement you have signed with the new buyers or new investors will go seamlessly, because there is no way you will go about doing certain things without carrying that important asset with you. So I am surprised that the workers are giving that kind of ultimatum. And just some few days, or maybe yesterday, the minister was talking about Air Nigeria. We had so much, this 5%, these, and we're going to start off by next month, Meanwhile, there is a problem in terms of labor in that ministry. It doesn't go well at all.
Yet to be addressed.
Yes, that should be sorted out before we even begin to hear that, yes, you want to concession and all that. The workers has to be taken care of properly.
But the demolition of 3 aviation agencies, where is all of that coming from?
Yes, again, that's, these are statutory organizations that are supposed to be in the airport. Are they now saying those agencies are not supposed to be there? Or, okay, they want them to relocate, maybe just...
How did they get established in the first place? Were there no laws or principles, statutory, laid down guidelines for them to be established?
Yes, there was. But if I am coming to take over as a landlord, let me use that word, and I will say, okay, NCAA, this is where I want you to be, or I'm going to build my own structure and say, okay, as a government agency, I'm going to give you this place to occupy, not where you were originally. Yes, it can happen, but those agencies will still remain at the airport because they are performing statutory duties for the country.
So from all of this, where do you see this ultimatum leading to? We know that sector is already bedeviled with all sorts of crises.
And that's why I'm blaming the minister, because you don't allow things to get to this level. Take care of, if you are doing a negotiation, everybody must be carried along, especially the workers, so that they are on the same page with you. And I'm sure if they've been carried along, they're on the same page, they won't come out to this kind of ultimatum. Because yes, nobody is saying government cannot say, well, we cannot run these assets again, we want to give it to those who can do it. Nobody is saying government should not do that. Government can do that, but you must carry along the labor, human resource that are involved.
All right, the CBN has stopped funding the Anchor Borrowers program. This is one of the programs that the Buhari administration has been commended for, even though some farmers will tell you we've not reaped any benefit of this program. But now the CBN stopping payment, what exactly is happening?
Even as far back as last year, yes, it was a good program that was conceived, and that's Anchor Borrowers scheme, and the CBN was very vigorous in terms of disbursing for. Yes, I'm not surprised they might not be able to get to everybody, but the issue is those agricultural associations, the maize farmers, and all that, will they say their members actually benefited from what they are saying their members benefited? And that's why they are telling the government, please, or they're telling government, please, direct CBN, don't stop to continue. Now, for any intervention program, it has a beginning and it must have a termination process. So that means it was started in 2015, and 6 years, 2021, they decided to stop it. But I'm of the opinion that looking at what we are experiencing right now, I think CBN or the government should direct CBN to continue that program, because it's going to assist. Most farmers are now being affected by flooding and all that. So this is the time the CBN should extend it so that they can assist farmers who must have lost certain things during that flood.
Yeah, but shouldn't there be an explanation before you just sever the payment? There should be some form of explanation as to why you...
What I'm saying is it's an intervention program. For every intervention, you have a start time and a termination period.
Of course, but was the termination plan 2021? It wasn't 2021.
Well, since they stopped it then, probably maybe it was just about 6 years or 5 years thereabout. 2015, 2021. They felt they have done so much.
What I'm saying is, if that was the plan on ground, these farmers would not be complaining. Okay. If that was the explanation or the strategy that the federal government said they were going to use, a 6-year program, I don't think these farmers would raise any alarm.
Yes, I agree. Probably, well, they were not communicated to them. But what I believe is, as at that time they came in 2015, there were this thing about the government, we want to diversify agriculture. So those kind of programs, came on board and people were benefiting from it. Of course, down the line, if they have seen that, again, have they been able to recover some of the monies? Because it's not, CBN is not for that Christmas. At least they should be able to get back some of these funds so that they can support other people in other sector. Yes, let the farmers and of course CBN, then maybe federal government directing. I think they should continue that program. Looking at what we're experiencing now.
Let's talk about the naira comeback from over 800 naira to the dollar to now 730 naira to the dollar. It was due to the shock of the news of the CBN that they were going to redesign 3 denominations of the naira note, and then we saw it shooting up and the BDCs having a field day. But right now it's looking like this comeback is a good news.
Yes, of course, when there's uncertainty, so many things, panic buying, and people were panicking, were sort of uncertainty here and there. And we said that yes, you redesign your currency, there's nothing wrong with that, because it's in the CBN Act that maybe every 7 to 5 years exactly, you can redesign, and you have your reasons, the intention of doing it, maybe to fake counterfeiting of your currency, and of course if you believe that people are keeping so much cash at home and you want to see how you can make it difficult for them, yes, you have the right to do all that. But again, the problem with the Bureau de Change, and you can see all sort of uncertainty, and we saw the naira. In fact, I've even heard analysts even saying it will get to 1,000 naira.
Of course, that was a popular opinion.
Yes, and I was a little bit scared that, look, government has a responsibility to ensure that you don't just allow the naira to free float. You must have some rules and regulations. You must have some measures in place to ensure that things don't get that bad. And of course, you must also give kudos to EFCC, that's anti-graft agency, for being on ground and seeing that some of these fraudulent Bureau de Change operators were, properly monitored, and we are seeing it. And
well, that's quite questionable, because you'd wonder why they are taking or arresting the Bureau de Change operators who are just doing their jobs. Bureau
de Change operators have rules and regulation, how they operate, and if they don't follow.
Were they arrested as a result of not following the procedure, or because they had huge sums of cash coming to them?
Yes, that kind of cash coming to you, there are already policies around that. Certain amount of cash, of course, they should go to the bank now, and it is reported.
So there's a limit to how much cash they can exchange.
Yes. Take everything to the bank, but they discovered that some people were even doing, just cash transaction, and it's not good for our economy. That's money laundering. And EFCC, being that agency that has been saddled with that responsibility, I think they were on ground and they were able to do certain things.
So how real or sustainable is this increase or this boost in the naira against the dollar? Do you see it happening for a long stretch?
Well, we have to sustain it, but you can see what the Minister of the NNPC Limited, the MD, is telling us that our production quota has increased. I think almost 1 million barrels per day. So of course that will be increase of revenue. So if we're able to block,
we hope these are not just figures, because really we need to begin to feel them in the price of
but of course you will know that our production has gone up in terms of oil and gas, because we've seen all those thefts, all those pipes discovered and all that. So of course that will increase our production. Of course, if our production increase, then our revenue will increase. The naira will be strengthened. So I expect it to even go below, maybe let's say about 500 naira per dollar.
That would be a good Christmas then.
Of course.
But let's talk about bilateral trade. Between Nigeria and South Korea, that's the 10th biggest world economy. The ambassador of Republic of Korea to Nigeria, Kim Jong-che, has said that this would increase by 2.4, or rather would reach over $2.4 billion by the end of the year. What are your thoughts on this? Yes,
it is good that we get involved with so many industrialized countries and learn from them. You see, South Korea, I think they are the ones involved in the Kaduna refinery project.
Yes.
Okay.
And what's the name?
Of course, it's a South Korean company. So yes, I've also heard analysts saying with that kind of company, we are sure that they'll be able to fix the Kaduna refinery. But the only fear is the Nigerian element, the Nigerian component.
Would we maintain our
own side of the bargain? Exactly. But me, I'm saying, well, it's open. If I have there two partners, this is what you're supposed to do, and the other partner is able to do it, why won't you fulfill your own? And that is where the media comes in, fourth estate of the realm, who keep talking, and hold them responsible. And I'm sure we'll carry out our own part of the deal, and we'll see that coming. So we already have most of these South Korean companies in the country today. The likes of, I don't want to mention brand, Samsung. It's a South Korean company, and they are doing so well in Nigeria. Even is it LG? You know, I wish I go and talk to their MD so that they come and put some advert here. Okay, so they are already doing well in Nigeria. So this bilateral trade is going to enhance what we'll be doing together, and I think it's good for the Nigerian economy.
So you're also optimistic about
very
this
20%
increase?
Yes, very
hopefully
optimistic.
the insecurity in the country wouldn't.
Insecurity. Once there is a political will, the government can handle it. I'm very, very positive, because I know Nigerian armed forces is one of the best fighting armed forces in the world today.
Yes, we keep losing our best hands out of the country.
Yes, because the political will was not there.
Is it there now?
That's what I'm saying. That with all what we are saying now, when last did you hear of Boko Haram attack? The latest hint that came, even if the government was trying to deny, they've learned a lesson, and they put so many things in place. Me and you might not be aware of that, but I know as we speak, our security forces.
From the UK
yes, the threat from the UK and all that. The government was trying to play, but you can see that it's just like somebody telling you this thing is wrong. You are trying to deny, but you've gone behind to do certain things that, in case it happens, you will be proactive. So I think we'll see positive.
Let's hope you're right, because I like the optimism. Thank you so much, Charles Fakroha, iBrandTV Senior Business Analyst and Stockbroker.
It's always a pleasure.
Have a fantastic weekend. Yeah. Still to come after the break, the bull continued its presence at the Nigerian bourse as the benchmark index grew by 1.07% on Thursday. Details and more in a minute. We'll be back.